Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of my voice, north, south, east, west, and all points in between. You've tuned in to the what day is it? June 25th, 2024 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and teacher, van driver, administrator, and of course, head cook, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us. Glad you can join us. Glad that you decided to spend at least a good hour or so with us. And glad you could join us. We hope that you had a good day. And if you didn't, well, we hope and pray that tomorrow be a better day, but you made it through this day. And once again, thank you so much for your support. We got a I always like to say big show. We got a full show tonight. Let me do this right here. This kind of bothering me a little bit. Okay. We got a full show tonight, though. And and some of y'all may know it, this is the mid-year finale. Yes, mid-year finale. And then no other shows for 2 weeks. So we'll be back, though. But mid-year finale, though. So we got a lot to cover, though. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for joining us. And just thank y'all. Much obliged. Again, I don't take it lightly. Okay, let's get started, though. We're going to get started. We got some people in the audience. You know what we like to do? We like to do our whatchamacallit, our salutations. And we got D. Giles from Atlanta. Good to have you here, ma'am. Great to have you. Valerie Zachary Cabot from Huntsville. Good to have you here, ma'am. Good evening. Shonda Michelle. Good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening. T. Carter Roll from the Sunshine State of Florida. Good to have you. Lorette Thompson. Good to have you here, ma'am. Irene Preacher's Kid Warren. Great to have you here, ma'am. Pastor Duffy Collins. Always a pleasure to have you here, ma'am. From Georgia, Sister Renee Davenport. Good to have you. Good evening. Yes, good evening, good evening. Good. I like how you did that. From the 205, Dr. Wilbanks. Great to have you here, sir. Courtney Enfinger. Good to have you here, ma'am. Think this is your first time being on the show. Thank you. From California, Kirsten, good to have you here, beautiful lady. Good to have you here. You're from the Lone Star State. Okay, that's good right there. Mona from Jacksonville, Florida. Great to have you here, ma'am. Erica from Michigan. Great. She made it. Glad to have you here, ma'am. So good to have you here. Valerie Robinson. Good to have you. Good evening to you. Cassandra Cunningham from Kansas. Good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening. From the Sunshine State. Cuz, good to have you here. Hope you're feeling better. Kathy Leach, good evening to you, ma'am. Great to have you here. Glad you could join us. Let me see if that's it for now. Okay, that's it for now. That is it for now. What we gonna do now? Whew, we got a lot of stuff. And I'm trying to see which way I want to start this one. We got a few more. Sandy Jones. Good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening. Let me see. Wendy Joy Walker. No relation. Good from Denver, Colorado. Good to have you. Pastor Balders. Good evening to you, sir. Great evening to you, sir. Zola. Good evening. Greetings and salutations to you as well. Marlene Bingsley. Happy Tuesday to you, ma'am. Happy Tuesday. Oh, yeah, y'all coming. Thank you. I try my best. I got to please y'all. I try my best. Y'all don't want me up here looking sloppy and whatever. Reethia Downer. Good evening. Greetings to you, one and all. Okay. Now, we got a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover, and I'm just trying to think of which way to start off. Well, as folks still come in though, so I tell you what, we're gonna start off with this one right here about, and let me get this one right here too. Good evening to you, Sis Parker. We'll talk about, man, we got a lot to talk about triggers, other people's triggers. Okay, we'll talk about other people's triggers, or how you deal with other people's triggers, or do you have to deal with them, for that matter. Y'all just sit back and take a look and take a listen.
I just don't have the capacity to tiptoe around people's triggers.
What you say?
I just want to be in healthy.
You got to go back and say that part again. You said you don't have the capacity to do what?
To tiptoe around people's triggers. Because if you're constantly triggered just by my presence, by my typical conversation, if this is just who I am, then that's okay. We just might not are supposed to be friends in this capacity because we have differing personality types. And that's why I think like the sisterhood thing is great in theory.
Yeah.
But if it's a A, B, C, and D personality,
Yeah.
and B and D clash,
Yeah.
like A and B get along,
Yeah.
B and C get along,
Yeah.
C and D get along. But there's going to be some clash when there's so many different personality types.
Well, other people's triggers. Other people's triggers. Folks, and especially in relationships, how do you deal with another person's trigger? How do you deal with it? Do you tiptoe around it? Do you feel like tiptoeing around another person's trigger? I can deal with it at first, and then, like we always say, the relationship when it's new, you learning each other, and then you're willing to do make some compromises though. But after a while though, you begin to feel like, okay, this is getting old though. Sometimes you may feel like it's unfair for you to have to deal with someone else's trigger. How do you feel about that? Let me see. I see some people, some of y'all talking. Okay. Wait, let me do this right here. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. And she said, nope, no triggers, right? Okay. Triggers are your responsibility. You can't make your problems my responsibility. Okay. True. Okay. That's way too much energy. And you know what? Right there. And sometimes those triggers could be the result of past hurts. And then sometimes those triggers may have nothing to do with anything. Wait, I'm going to make sure I got everything. Okay. Triggers in a relationship. I mean, in any type of relationship, be it a family relationship, friendship relationship, or a romantic relationship. It's bad enough you may have your own triggers though, but then now you got to watch out for that person's trigger. You can't say anything. You can't say a certain thing, do a certain thing, play a certain song or what have you, because it triggers them. Then all the while you're a bit miserable because you got to say, oh, well, what can I do around this person? What in the world can I do? Okay. Brother Ronald, good to have you here. Some triggers are their comfort places. They love being able to use them for manipulation purposes. Ooh, I like that right there. Okay. I like that right there. Hey, Christian, good to have you here, beautiful lady. Courtney says, it depends on who the person is. If it's a coworker, it's a big no for me. Okay. D said they just might be crazy. Okay, I probably would go along with that right there. Marcus says, I don't deal with it, but I don't tiptoe around mine. Dealing with one's triggers can be detrimental to your own risk of well-being. And that is true. You already got enough to deal with your own self. Okay, you already got enough to deal with on your own. Then you got to deal with somebody else's stuff. Yeah, I get you. Valerie, when I start feeling uncomfortable, I just remove myself before an agreement. I think you meant to say argument starts. Okay. Pastor Balders, it might be for that person to work on themselves to get help before you try to get with someone. Mental health is important. Okay. Sis Downer, it depends on who and what the person is saying or being said or has been said. Sis Renee, I don't want to tiptoe around it, but I will. At some point, we will have to have a conversation and get some type of understanding. How come I hear your voice when I read that? You know, you got a good point. You must grow and heal. I promise I can't walk on eggshells with you. Ain't that the truth right there? Zola. Depends on the situation. If you know someone's triggered by something and you do it on purpose or continue doing it, knowing it's a trigger, that's wrong. I agree. On the other hand, some triggers need to be addressed by the person that has them. Healing needs to take place. And you got some people who are mean about that. Like, she's triggered by mice. So I'm gonna bring a mouse in here. Trigger. Or she don't like to hear a certain song. So I'm gonna play this certain song. Trigger. Some people can be abusive and manipulative about it. You know. So that's a good one right there. Sis Keena from the Magnolia State. There is selfishness that I see here. I think if you value a person, you will consider them. We want the grace that we refuse or willing to give to others. I think there are extremes that should be managed and should be approached as inappropriate. But life be life. And oftentimes we are unwilling to be our brother's keeper. Well, I agree with that to an extent. I believe that we should extend some grace. However, with like what we say in the country, when it become a habit. At the some time though, and it gets to the point, like we say, well, this is getting ridiculous. You know, let's work on this together though. It's good at first, but at some point, we really need to have that talk about these triggers and what we can do to work on that. Okay, Sister Boone, good to have you here, man. We have to be aware of our triggers, yes. Once we are aware of them, we need to deal with them. We need to stop bleeding on people, yes, ma'am, who did not hurt us. Let me read this again. We need to stop bleeding on people who did not hurt us. Amen, amen. We can talk about it, but I will not walk on eggshells because you do not want to deal with it. I could just close the show out right there. With that third sentence, right? I got to read that sentence one more time. We need to stop bleeding on people who did not hurt us. You said a mouthful right there. That's all I can say. You said a mouthful right there. D, that means you will not be able to be yourself if you had to tiptoe. I need to be able to be me. And like I said, at some point, you ought to have some sensitivity to what the person may be dealing with to an extent, but at some point, there need to be that conversation. And also, I go so far and say this: if you know that this is not going to work as too many triggers, then you need to gracefully bow out. But I agree with you. Oh, I agree with you. Valerie, some people will try and pick you both using information against you in a form of manipulation. Keena, healing and deliverance are two different things. Healing can be unhealed. Deliverance is freedom. Okay. Erica, I want to get to know the person, but I refuse to walk on eggshells when talking to them. I can't have meaningful conversation if I'm limited to what I can say. Wow. And I agree, but sometimes it's a little flip side to it. Sometimes we can learn about ourselves and realize that there have been times we just been saying some in and everything, in and everything been rolling out our mouths, you know. And I agree with what you're saying though, but sometimes that could be a learning experience for us. Saying, she's triggered by that. Maybe I need to think about what I'm saying. Sometimes we made it watch what we say, you know. So, okay, where are we? D Giles. If you intentionally trigger someone, that person doing it just as crazy. Of course. In relationships and friendships. Well, Sid Angela, yes, absolutely. We have to set healthy boundaries and address any disrespect appropriately. Mona, as a person that was married to a person with post-traumatic stress disorder from war, you can't continue to use as an excuse. There are mental health programs, drugs, and prayer. Heal. It's too much for a person to always have to consider you at every moment. I agree. Brumby. We have to also be careful. When people are triggered, it can lead to other types of abuse. We tend to use our mouth to rip one another apart. Let's remember, hurt people hurt people. That's an old saying. It was true back then, and it's true now. Hurt people hurt people. You got to be careful about what you say and what rolls out our mouths, though. We got to be careful, y'all. So, but you know what? I don't know if this next topic, but it kind of ties in. It's unintentionally, but I'm gonna move on to the next topic, if y'all don't mind, though. Um, and it's regarding tolerance and our tolerance level as a single person. You know, have we been single so long that our tolerance level is getting lower and lower? That it doesn't take much to set us off. You know. Y'all take a listen.
I heard someone say the longer you're single, the it's more difficult for you to tolerate certain things. And that's so true because, baby, when I tell you, when it comes to dating or even like conversations in the beginning, my tolerance level under my feet right now. Just that quick, I'll cut somebody off because we ain't about to do this. You ain't about to waste my time. You are not about to waste my time. So, case in point, this guy found himself in my DMs. He's like, "Oh, you're beautiful. Where are you from?" So I was like, "New York." He's like, "That's where you at right now?" I said, "No, but that's not what you asked me. You asked me where I'm from, not where I live." He said, "Oh, you know what I meant." Blocked. We're not about to do this. We not. What I look like making assumptions. I don't even know you. So I'm supposed to, he probably, no, I'm not going to do that. You're a grown ass man. You don't know the difference between where you from and where you live? That's going to be a problem down the line. Oh, well, you know what I meant. Or say what you mean what you say. That's it. Stand on it. If that's what you said, I'm going to answer the question, what I heard. You asked me where I'm from, not where I live. Simple. I ain't got time. That made me mad. I just went, ooh. Huh.
Singleness and tolerance level. Singleness and tolerance level. Okay, people. Let me read these comments. We're going to just look at these comments right here. No. Okay. Renee said that's a good one. I agree. What y'all laughing at? Y'all tickled in there. Okay. Oh, here goes Keita. And some guy came into my DMs with Grand Rising today. And I just, Keita, you didn't extend him grace, did you? And I'm messing with you, kind of, sort of. Where's the grace? All he said was Grand Rising. And I'm messing with you because I don't know where I don't know where in the world they get that Grand Rising from. Don't y'all find that irritating? Or is it just me and Keenan and and a few other folks? Grand Rising. I don't like that, y'all. I don't like that. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Grand Rising. Sound like biscuits. Hell, yes. Believe it. I believe that's what we know. I believe that we know what we can. Pastor. In general, the older ones get, the less they are willing to deal with. I agree with you. Ronald, if one has a low tolerance being single, marriage is definitely not a good option. Coming from someone who is married. You know what? I hadn't thought about that. I'm going to admit that. I hadn't thought about that. Then that's a good point right there. That's a good point. I Oh boy. You do get sick. Now, amen to that, cuz. Now you ain't lying. Amen to that. There's some truth to that. You get sick of you do. You know, WYD question mark. Like she said, where you from? That's where you stay. Grand Rising. Or like we said, why you don't have any kids? Why you still single? You get a little tired of that, don't you? True, yeah, I would have blocked him too, talking about, you know what I meant. Uh Biscuits. Yeah. Hey Stephanie. Hey Stephanie. Eric, that wasn't block worthy. She should have said, I'm originally from New York, but now I live in. Okay. 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 I could see where you coming from. I could see, but I could also see, but I honestly, but I can empathize with her. Where she might be in her late 30s, somewhere in her 40s. I'm in my early 50s. I'm at that point. I'm a little tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm just tired of the foolishness, y'all. I am. Valerie, I'm seeing the older I get, I will not be settling for anyone or anything at this point. You shouldn't. Older or younger, you shouldn't be wanting to settle for just anything or anybody. Yes, for me, it's true. At almost 60, I'm not dealing with buffalo wings, excuses, tardiness, and mood swings. Okay. Keena. Now, if he came with I'm gonna block Keena, y'all. Sis Downer. For me, now I have zero tolerance. And for anyone, especially if you're talking and behaving like you're a 15-year-old, Irene, in a slave word, morning. Okay. Okay. Menopause is real at 50 plus. Brother Z, good to have you here, sir. If she say hey or what you doing, I block her. Sister Sonia, good to have you here. I think she is speaking facts. The longer we are single, the more we find out about ourselves. And know what we are willing to deal with. Stupid questions get stupid answers or no response at all. Amen to that, Sonia. Amen. T, I have zero tolerance for foolishness. Uh, Someone DM me talking about himself in the third person. Example, John would like to get to know you better. John think you are beautiful. That sounds like a scammer. I mean, that was still annoying, but that sounds like a scammer. John would get to know you. Okay. It takes all kinds, don't it? Angela, I do not have tolerance for foolishness. Some people love to play silly rabbits. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, Mona. Eyes tied. I'm just gonna get these passport stamps. I hear you. I hear you. uh Latoya, good to have you here, ma'am. As you begin to deal with your issues and get the healing you need, you will not tolerate certain things in dating or a relationship. Amen to that. Y'all talking about a biscuit, or something. Please ignore the biscuits. Please do me a favor. Ignore the biscuits. Please. I'm begging y'all. Not here she goes. Okay. Marcus, I'm analytical. Like that sister in that video. I will read and nitpick at every word you ask or say to me. I told my ex-girlfriend to choose her words carefully, and the end result was that she is excommunicated on the block list. Yikes. Ronald, here's the question. Can we tolerate ourselves? Uh, it depends on what day it is. That's about the best I could tell you. It depends on what day it is. So, mind games, cheaters, liars, situationships get blocked, period. John would get blocked. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Well, that's what you know, I just think the older we get, uh, our tolerance level lowers or whatever, or it changes anyway. No, and exactly. Some days are better than others. Exactly. I say this all the time. You don't know what Mike Walker might come out to bed at any given morning. You know, it all depends. A person could be going through some things. You can't tolerate yourself, and sometimes you love yourself. It just all depends. It just all depends, though. But I tell you what, all going out on these first dates and these first date questions and first telephone conversation, that wears you out. That wears you out. And I hated it in my 20s. Well, it was fun in my 20s. I think in my 30s, things began to change. And then 40s, oh goodness, and then 50s. No, man, my tolerance level. No, I'm just tired. You know, the I don't know. I'm just tired. I hate being alone, but at the same token, I don't know. Is the dating really worth it though? Is the dating really worth it though? Mona, the older I get, the more I appreciate peace and quiet. Yes, ma'am, I agree. Oh, okay. Reggie says, I might get up and the old back is not feeling well. That could change. Amen. Ooh, excuse me. Amen to that. I totally agree. I agree with you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Uh, well, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for we. But and don't take this disrespectfully, but you're married. So it's easy for you to say that though. But for us who still on the other side of the broom, you know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. That's all I think I could just say. It's a struggle out there. We're gonna still try to meet people, whatever though, but you know, it's a struggle though. I talked to someone from Tuscaloosa today. I had blocked him years ago and he found me today. And the conversation was very interesting. Dating is ghetto. Okay. Rather be alone and at peace than still in a relationship and miserable. Amen, D. Giles. Amen. Barbara Callis, good to have you. Yes, I want peace. I know. As much as I wouldn't mind that whatchamacallit, uh you know, wait a minute. Let me, uh, okay, I'll address this. Cause Ronald is not in the group. He's watching it on my live speed on my personal page. No, okay, yes. I don't know, and that I don't mind sharing snacks if it's the right person I'm sharing the snacks with. Yeah. Dating nowadays is so different. Lots to consider. Folks stop being real, etc. Amen to that, bro, Pastor. I can't speak for everyone, but I agree with Mike. It is truly difficult to find the right person. But you know what? Let me kind of amend that. I think, and I'm gonna speak for myself. I will confess, I know I have found the right person several times over. I just messed up. And I look back, and they always say hindsight is 2020. I realized, hey, I messed up. It wasn't, I let a good thing go by. So that's on me. So some married folks are single. Ain't that the truth? Some married folks are single. They just don't know. Ain't that the truth right there? Ain't that the truth right there? That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Well, you know what? And while we still on this marriage thing, we kind of getting there. And again, let me do this. You're going to see where this kind of links up. Here's an old clip, old clip of Joan Rivers when she had her talk show and she was talking to, the late Joan Rivers, when she's talking to Carol Burnett, one of my favorites. So this might have been in the 90s somewhere. Y'all listen to what they got to say. Okay, just listen.
But every once in a while I think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to share this with somebody, to share that with somebody?
I would love that.
That's what I meant.
Except my feeling is, I live in my house and I like my space and I like to go to sleep when I want to go to sleep and I like to turn on the television or read when I want to read. So if I ever got married again, he would have to live next door.
Will you marry me?
Is Miss Burnett, was she on to something? Was she on to something right there? Think about that though. Because we had people married for umpteen decades, and they were in separate bedrooms. But guess what? Loved each other to the end. They just wanted their own space. And I thought that was kind of, when I heard Miss Burnett say that, I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. It's funny, we laugh, but let the road happen. I feel people frown down upon it. I don't see a problem with a separate living quarters. I mean, we're gonna get together one day and wake up in the same bed one morning, but nothing wrong with having that space, you still love each other, you talk and everything. Just at the end of the day, you turn into your own space. Maybe it's just me. Let's see what the family got to say. Let's see. Keena says, I like that concept. Yes. Hey, Chandra. Good to have you. Sleeping spaces, yes. Okay. I'll say in the next room. Okay. Reggie says, I know many couples that sleep in different rooms, some because of sleeping habits. Exactly. My grandparents and great grandparents both had their own spaces and they loved each other to the end. Okay, nope. Okay, Shonda says that would be a no for me in my house. Okay. Okay. If you both open access to the space, I don't see a problem with it. Okay. Space, okay. Friend check. Oops, I didn't. Well, I get one kids to have opportunities just to go do you sometime. Mm-hmm. Friend check. Good to have you here. Okay, that's a no for you. Cassandra Collins. Good to have you here, ma'am. If both people agree, it's fine. Okay. AB. Good to have you here, ma'am. And couple, one person might snore more than one other person. That's true. And that is true. Hey, Diane, good to have you here. I have felt that way for years. Separate bedrooms for sure. We could live in the same house. Yeah, absolutely. Just watch TV together, eat, y'all married, but you just may want that, you know, unless it's hanky panky time, then well, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. My auntie and uncle have had separate rooms. They got together and then go to their separate rooms. My uncle suffers from sleep apnea. Okay. AB, good evening. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. Okay. Sis Downer, I think it's just best to stay alone. Why have someone in the house and you still living like you single? Well, I mean, me personally, and I can't speak for everybody else. I mean, I think it's great to have your own little bedroom. I mean, and again, on occasion, we're gonna spend the night together on occasion, and probably more than one on occasion. But sometimes you just need, I'm not trying to sell you on, I'm trying to tell you my reasoning. You may just want that space to yourself at the end of the day. That doesn't mean you don't love your spouse. You know, maybe. Christian. Nope, I waited this long. We are sleeping together because the business is happening. However, having space outside of being together, going out with other friends, separate hobbies, etc., I believe that in that wholeheartedly. Okay? The wealthy lives like this. hmm Well, I know some poor folks live like that as well, though. You know, it just all depends on the marriage, I suppose. Hey, Donna, good to have you. If they snore, then yes, I wouldn't have my space. Mine have my space, but it has to be in the same. Of course, okay. Of course. Valerie, nope. Christian, exactly. Latoya, I had my separate space so too long. So no for me. As well. But if it works for you, go for it. I'm not cleaning two houses. Okay. Nah, no thanks. But you can have a man cave for your own space. Okay. Okay. Y'all remember never mind. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all remember the story I told about the man cave, right? In the after party, right? Okay. You can sleep in the bed and still be and that is the loneliest feeling to have. Ain't that? That's one of the worst feelings. That you're in a relationship or worse, you're married and you still alone. hmm If you have been alone and now you have to share a bed, that can be a challenge for some. She might be a cover grabber, or she. I was trying not to go on the, talk about the one cheek squeaks, but yeah, she could be lighting up that room though, or well, I could be lighting up that room. You know, had to wear gas masks and hazmat suits to bed though. Mona, no, that won't work for me. My love language is touch. Ooh, okay, I get you. And like I said, you could sleep, get together every now and then, I get you though. Sonia, my grandparents slept in different rooms. As I get older, I won't have problems with it because I like to watch what I watch when it's time for bed. But before that happens, we will start off sleeping in the same room, and he will have to understand I come to bed when I'm ready. Hey, hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. Exactly. Reginald better work it. Some people have illnesses that they have to sleep. And I agree. I agree. Okay. Angel from Huntsville, good to have you. When you are married, you should sleep together for bonding purposes. Oh, trust me, there's not going to be an issue of bonding in my household. Trust me. Most married people have separate spaces like a man cave and she cave to get away. I think her version would be called the she shed. Man cave and she shed. Y'all correct me in the comment. Uh, I like the bedroom at 65 degrees with a fan on. I know, ain't that? I know that's right, especially in the wintertime. Oh no, I know. I'm one of them. I know I can't handle that. Ronald says my grandparents were married for 49 years and sleep in different bedrooms because they watch different TV shows. Wow. Okay. Not the fan. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know how them old folks get hot. You know how that is though. Okay, but you didn't hear me say that. But that's like showering together. Most women love hot water, and men be like, no, thank you. You go ahead. No, I like hot water too, but I get what you're saying though. Yeah. You can bond in the bedroom, closet, car, or wherever the mood strikes. Okay, I get you. Marcus says, my future mate may compromise to me having a space in one part of the home. My dad, God rest his soul, showed me his space in his home, his house he shared with his wife. He called it the Fortress of Solitude after Superman. Okay, well, we got to have those separate spaces. Oh boy, you know what? Okay, wait a minute. I love scalding hot water, hot enough. Oh, oof. And then we talked about bathing last week. Hey, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. Okay. Well, up next, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Still got a little time. We got some time left. I'm trying to see how I want to do this because la 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 la. Let's see this right here. Um, this is new right here, y'all. This is new right here. This was a last minute addition right here. E. Dewey Smith of House of Hope Church in Atlanta made a statement, and it's gone, I say semi-viral, but you have some people who have a issue with what he said. And if it's not the issue with what he said, but maybe how he said it though. Y'all take a listen.
I don't have to live my life 24/7 praising and worshiping God in every sentence, in every song, in every book. I believe we can have a balanced life. Tomorrow night, the basketball game is coming on. Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics. And guess what? I'm not going to read the Bible. I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to study. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, or even Jesus will not be on my mind. I'm your pastor. I've been preaching for 36 years, but tomorrow night, I do not care about revival or preaching or prayer meeting. Now, for some people, that's problematic. How dare you, man of God? Jesus rested. Jesus got away. Jesus went fishing. Jesus spoke bread with his disciples. Jesus didn't spend all day, every day, for them to worshiping and praying. Oh my God, he didn't do that all the time.
So, studio audience at home, on the internets and everything else. Was he wrong in what he said? Was the delivery wrong, or does all of the above? What say you? What say you? What do y'all say? I want to hear what y'all got to say. What he say there? Yeah. So, was he right, or could his wording on delivery could have been better? Okay. Shonda says definitely wrong. deliver and send bad signals. Okay? Uh, he's been hanging around Jamal a lot lately. When y'all with your spouse, Jesus is definitely not on your mind. I get what he's saying. You can be so heavenly minded and no earthly good. Okay, I agree with him, but God should walk with you at all times. Okay, he was not wrong at all. Okay, okay. Sonia, I agree. The delivery was a little off, but I agree with what he was saying. Okay, okay, and that's interesting. That's interesting. I agree. And sometimes pastors, ministers, and Christian workers in general can, well, hold on. What Reginald says. No one, no, he was not. He's just saying what most people in the crowd actually does. No one has the praises of God 24/7. Find me one in the word and you won't find one. Okay? Ronald, I absolutely agree. Every pastor or minister needs to be able to just enjoy a game or event. His delivery was him living in his truth. Okay, Sister Callis was delivered wrong. We should never forget God. Just my opinion. Okay, well, that was pretty interesting right there, y'all. I don't know. Well, maybe he should have kept it to himself. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know, I understand where he may have been coming from. You know, that sometimes you get. I'm trying. I'm just going to say sometimes you get a little burnt out. Sometimes you get a little wore out though. But hey, you know, let me see right here. Lucretia, good to have you here. The delivery was not wrong. This is healthy for whole people. I'm sure if he had a moment to minister by God's mandate, he would. Donna, I agree with some things he was saying, but I didn't agree with his delivery. T, no, he was not. He needs a mental break. He needs rest. Pastors are not robots. He's human too. I would need to see the whole sermon to understand why. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that though, because you know a sermon. Well, I think so. The delivery was off. Okay. Keenan, pastors or ministers need a break too. We lay people often place them on pedestals that we ourselves can't and won't aspire to. It's interesting. We are definitely not speaking in tongues 24/7. Context snippets are hard to fully. Well, yeah, and that's true. But in this case, I mean, I don't know what more is there to really understand, though. Respectfully, he's just talking about rest, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure the whole sermon is available online, though. Just I admit I haven't watched the whole thing. I understand what he's saying. You have to have a balanced life. He's entitled to watch his sports. I was at a wedding on Saturday, and my friend's husband, who is a minister, brought his bookcase with him and pulled out his table Bible and sat there and read it during the entire wedding ceremony. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow. Pastor. He was not wrong. As a pastor myself, you need your personal space sometime. Chandra, Pastor Dollar said he used to spend his mornings in meditation, prayer, and this and that. And he was burnt out. And he said he heard God says, I didn't tell you to do all of that. That was your doing. Wow. Wrong. Mike, it was good seeing you. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Cassandra. Delivery was off, but he kept it 100, as the young folks say. Yep. Yeah. Mona, wrong delivery. He just needs a break. Okay. Well, I'm just going to say this. We need a break at times, though. That's the only thing I can say. Because I'm taking a break too, y'all. I know I'm taking a break. Y'all find out later on in this broadcast. Y'all going to find out, though. Okay. Okay. Up next, I think we may have one more, maybe two. Not gonna get to everything. No, let me put this up here. One thing that made me cringe a little when he said Jesus, you will have to, yeah. And I think that's where a lot of folks had issue with it, right there. Okay. I think we got room for one more. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think he was taking a break from God per se. I don't believe that what he was meaning. I think he was saying from his pastoral duties or what have you. But only he knows what he talking between him and the Lord, though. You know. So that's about the best I can say right there. You know. That's the best I can say. Okay, I'm gonna get this right quick. I think it's one. I'm trying to think. What do I want to put on here? Uh oh. Let me do this. I think the Lord telling me not to do the other one, so I just do this though. Let's talk about haircuts. Let's talk about haircuts. I got a little quick video. Uh, take a listen. It's a little foul language. Take a listen.
Word on the street is in Atlanta, people are paying $40 to $50 for haircuts.
Driving back from South Carolina, stopped in Atlanta for a haircut, went to one of those little boutique shops where the guy has his own room. The whole building was like 10 barbers in 10 different rooms with one big room in the middle for people to sit. Guy took me straight in. I sat down. Dude gave me a baldy. Dude shaped me up, put a hot towel on my head. And when we got done, he goes, "Oh, that's $85." I started laughing. Hey, man, I know we don't know each other, man, but stop playing around. I got to go. Let me know what I need to cash app you. I ain't got no cash. He's like, "No, man, it's $85. I said, "For a baldy and a shape up on a beard, you want $85? Call the police right now. I'm not paying that. And if it's that high, you should have told me that the minute I sat down in your chair. I'm not paying $85.
Grown man, you said he was going to charge you $85 for a haircut?
Right. So, sir, I cashed apped him like 50, and he was irate.
Cash app him, shit.
He was irate.
We going to court.
He was irate, and I said, "Well, look, man, I've sent you your money. I don't know if you want me to stay until the police get here. I don't know if you want to go outside and squabble, but I'm not paying $85."
Did you just make this up? Are you serious?
I told you
a grown man said to another grown man he wants $85 for running some T-blades across your head and shaping your beard up.
Oh boy. Folks. How much for that haircut? How much for that haircut? My son's barber is $40. Wow. There are many barbers here that charge $60 and above and don't even have a beard, too. D says, yes, they are. The dude said he charged me $35. I said I don't have $35 worth of hair. Went to another shop, Southside, $20. You know what? That's insane. That's insane, y'all. You know, right there. Let me see. Do you not ask? And you know what? I think he should have paid attention to this, because most barbers have a price guide or what have you, though. So hey, that was crazy though. My daddy is bald with a beard and a hot towel. Told, are you serious? Are you serious? Cassandra, I will learn how to cut my own hair. That's ridiculous. Keena, but these stylists want you to come to the shop, washed hair, blown out with no product in your hair. Hair people have been doing the most. Well, yeah. Well, my shop is my bathroom. Costs me nothing. You better preach that, Reginald. You better preach. Well, it's expensive out here in these streets. Uh, I used to live in Atlanta. I can believe that. I can believe that. Yes, price charge. And you know what? I got charged, wow, $110 for a shampoo 2 string. Well, dang. And like for me, you know, this old shiny head of mine, like bro original, the bathroom is my shop and my little shaver thing and what have you though. So and it feels good too. I love it too. It shines too, like new money. Okay. Yeah, you good and late here. Good to have you here though. Good to have you here. Okay. Whew. Dang. That's high right there. I'm so glad I shaved my head. Ooh, I'm so glad. Wow. That's high right there. And I could trim my own whiskers. I could do a full beard, but the maintenance on it is too much. I just do this little scrag and be through with it though. Okay. New money. Whew. Okay. 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 One more, and that's be it. One more, that's be it for the night though. Y'all just take a look. Y'all just take a look. Let me take this off right here. Wait a minute. Let me do this right here. I remember when a full set of nails was $25. Okay, the barber, I don't charge me 20. I'm not paying extra to touch my facial hair. Okay. I understand special services when they change. Yeah, I agree with you on that. When I do straight ball, exactly. And it's so much cheaper. And you can do it on your own time. Okay. Okay, let me do this. Let me see. 75. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. Let me get this off of here. Oops. Let me get this off of here right now. Okay, one more again. Quick video. Quick video. Quick video. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I forgot I took the noise off right there because it was copyrighted. But what would you do? And I'll play it again. Let me do this again. What would you do if I walked past you? Ladies, what would you do if this brother walked past you? What would you do? He seemed to be clean and pretty good shape, got his hair fixed. Since we talking about hair, what would you do, ladies? Quick answers, quick, before we turn in. What we She said, keep walking. I hear you. Speak and keep moving. Okay. Nothing. Okay. What? Let me see. Walk on. Stephanie said, walk on by. Keita, I represent the. Say, I keep moving. Nina Montgomery. Hey, Nina. Good to have you. Uh, ooh. Oh, you tall too. Okay. Okay. Continue. Look. Did say so. Well, I don't know. Hey, Natasha. Okay. I thought exactly. Ain't good at it. You know what, Chandra? Anyway, y'all so decent. Say hello and just let them go. Okay. Say hello and keep it moving. Okay. I hear you. It's nothing too much I can say on that. Nothing too much I can say on that. Speak. Uh-oh. And here it go. Like I said, when someone walk past us and they say, hey, shorty, and we both turn around. Okay. Yeah. You here all week? Yeah. Okay. Folks, that's it, y'all. I'm out of here. That's it. That's it. That's it. Be out of time, a little bit overtime. That's it. We finished. We are finished. You know what? I'm not even gonna. Yes, I am. Thank you to our patrons. These are the people who either support this by either uh not pay, well, yeah, by direct contributions and or subscriptions to the Single Black Christians community page, and which is $2 a month. But thank y'all so much for your contributions. Thank you very much. If you would like to contribute or contribute rather, $1, 5, or whatever, let's contribute at Purple Walker. That's at the dollar sign. That's the Cash App, and Zelle and PayPal is purplewalker@gmail.com. Okay. Y'all see that there. Okay. Let me get rid of this. Well, y'all just got on my nerves this day. Time for the other announcements. Let me get these announcements out the way so we can get up out of here. Coming up, the doors, it will open 30 minutes after this broadcast ends. The link is already posted. If you go to Single Black Christians and Single Black Christians Connections, the link is already posted. So it's there. But the room won't open up until 30 minutes after this show ends. So just be mindful of that. And Saturday, guess what? This Saturday is the Saturday for the Saturday Night Social. You could come in, you don't have to dress up, but you want to look decent, Cameras ain't necessary. We're gonna sing, possibly do some karaoke, definitely do trivia, talk, listen to some music, break dance, whatever. So just make sure you join us. Just pay attention to that. And it's open to the public, though, so you could bring some people to join us. Okay? And, well, guess what? We'll be back in 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That would be July 9th. July 9th. As I'm taking a 2-week break off the show. So we'll be back. If it's the Lord's will, if he say the same, we'll be back July 9th for another edition of Tuesday Talk. So just be ready by that time, okay? And that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for everything. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode and hope y'all got something out of it. Thank y'all for y'all support. I don't take it lightly. And just thank you and much obliged. So until next time, take care, be kind to each other, be good, and don't take any wooden nickels, okay? Y'all take care.